Gigalearner.com. Learn a language in 100 days with the DISC method and AI.
My next question is about sharing and communal eating. What do people need to know about this?
When it comes to sharing and communal eating in Japan, there are some important etiquette points to keep in mind. 1. Sharing dishes. It is common for Japanese meals to include shared dishes that everyone at the table can enjoy. This communal style of dining fosters a sense of togetherness and encourages conversation. 2. Serving utensils. If you're sharing dishes, it's polite to use serving utensils like a ladle or tongs to take food from communal plates rather than using your own chopsticks. This helps maintain hygiene and shows consideration for others at the table. 3. Chopstick etiquette. Avoid passing food directly from one set of chopsticks to another, as this action resembles a funeral ritual and is considered disrespectful. Instead, use serving utensils or place the food on the recipient's plate. 4. Portion control. When taking food from communal dishes, be mindful of portion sizes. It's courteous to leave enough for others to enjoy as well. 5. Communal dipping. If there are sauces or dips, it's best to use a separate spoon or chopstick to serve yourself rather than dipping directly from the shared container. Overall, communal eating in Japan is all about fostering a sense of unity and enjoyment among diners.
If I want to say something like, shall we share, how would I say that?
In Japanese, you can say, シェアしましょうか? シェアしましょうか? Which means, shall we share? It's a friendly way to suggest sharing food.
Finishing everything that has been provided to you, is that something people need to be aware of?
Yes, finishing everything on your plate is an important aspect of Japanese dining etiquette. Here are some key points to be aware of. 1. Respect for food. In Japanese culture, leaving food uneaten can be seen as wasteful and disrespectful, as it implies that you did not appreciate the effort that went into preparing the meal. Finishing your food demonstrates gratitude for the meal and respect for the ingredients. 2. Proportion. When ordering or serving food, it's a good idea to be mindful of portion sizes to ensure that you can finish everything. It's better to order or take less than to leave a significant amount of food uneaten. 3. Rice. Rice is a staple in Japanese cuisine, and it's especially important to finish your rice. Leaving rice in your bowl can be considered impolite. 4. Communicating preferences. If you can't finish your meal, it's acceptable to politely express your reasons, such as feeling full or dietary restrictions. However, it's best to try to finish what you can, especially if it's a special meal or occasion.
Okay,
Would you like
so my next question then is about finishing all of your food. So if I want to say, I'll finish all of my food, how would I say that?
In Japanese, you can say, 全部食べきります. 全部食べきります, which means, I'll finish all of my food. It's a polite way to express your intention to eat everything on your plate.
My next question is about restaurant seating. So should I just walk in and seat myself when I go to a Japanese restaurant, or should I wait to be seated?
In most Japanese restaurants, it is generally expected that you wait to be seated rather than seating yourself. Here are some points to keep in mind regarding restaurant seating etiquette. 1. Wait to be seated. Upon entering a restaurant, look for a host or hostess who will greet you.
Okay, my next question is about being seated at a restaurant. So if I want to say, do you have a table for 4? How would I say that?
You can say, 4人用のテーブルはありますか? 4人用のテーブルはありますか?
Can you break that down for me?
Of course. Here's the breakdown. 4人 means 4 people. 用の indicates for the use of. テーブル はありますか means do you have. So 4人用のテーブルはありますか translates to do you have a table for 4? It's a useful phrase when you're at a restaurant.
Gigalearner.com. Learn a language in 100 days with the DISC method and AI.
I have one final question, and that is how to pay. I understand it's common to pay at the counter as opposed to paying at the table. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. In many Japanese restaurants, especially casual or smaller establishments, it is common to pay at the counter rather than at the table. Here are some key points to keep in mind regarding payment etiquette. 1. Paying at the counter. After finishing your meal, you typically go to the counter to settle the bill. The staff will provide you with your total and you can pay there. 2. Cash and payment methods. While some restaurants may accept credit cards, many still prefer cash, so it's a good idea to have yen on hand. If you do use a card, be sure to check if the restaurant accepts it beforehand. 3. Tipping. As mentioned earlier, tipping is not customary in Japan, so simply pay the exact amount or round up if you want to show appreciation. 4. Expressing gratitude. When paying, it's polite to thank the staff, and you can say arigatou gozaimashita, thank you for the meal, as a gesture of appreciation. By being aware of these payment practices, you can navigate the dining experience in a Japanese restaurant with confidence and respect for local customs.
So I have one more question, which is about paying. I understand it's common to pay at the counter. So how would I say two things? The first one is, can I have the bill or the check, please? You can let me know which one of those I should be using. And the second thing I want to know is, how do I say, where do I pay?
Sure. In Japan, you can say, お会計お願いします. お会計お願いします to ask for the bill or check. Both bill and check are understood, but お会計 is the more commonly used term in Japan. For どこで払えばいいですか? どこで払えばいいですか? Which means, where should I pay? It's a polite way to inquire at a restaurant.
Okay, that sounds awesome. I think that's all the questions I have for you now. Thank you for your help, and I'll ask you some more questions soon.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help with your questions about dining in a Japanese restaurant. If you have more questions in the future or need assistance with anything else, feel free to reach out. Enjoy your dining experiences, and I look forward to chatting with you again soon. Safe travels and happy dining.
Gigalearner.com. Learn a language in 100 days with the DISC method and AI.